When everyone saw Mr. Wang, Third Master Wang, appear, they all assumed Dustin was doomed. However, what no one expected was that as soon as the two met, instead of fighting, they began chatting and laughing like old friends. The sight startled Cobra and his men. Even Dahlia and her family were stunned speechless. No way! Don't tell me this kid knows Third Master Wang? Holy crap, who the hell is this guy? How can he joke around with someone like Third Master Wang? Whispers filled the room. Everyone was baffled. Third Master, you know him? Cobra asked, swallowing nervously, his confidence shattered. This is Brother Dustin, Wang Dong said with a cold face. He's a friend of Natasha Harmon. Do you have a death wish, offending him like that? What? Miss Harmon's friend? Cobra's eyelids twitched with fear. Natasha Harmon wasn't just one of the 3 giants of Swinton, she had powerful backers in Stonia. She was on par with Wang Dong in status. More importantly, Natasha was notoriously protective. Anyone who dared touch her friends would face ruthless revenge. Third Master, I. Cobra was now stammering in panic. That's enough. Stop whining. Apologize to Brother Dustin, and we'll call it even today. Wang Dong waved him off. Yes, of course. Cobra bowed and forced a smile at Dustin. Mr. Dustin, I'm truly sorry. I didn't know who you were and acted rudely. Please don't hold it against me. I beg your forgiveness. No need for the dramatics, Dustin replied calmly. As long as you don't seek revenge, it's fine. Absolutely not. Cobra wiped sweat from his forehead. From now on, you and your friends are VIP guests here. Everything's on the house. His groveling shocked everyone around. Who would have thought that the vicious Cobra would be groveling like a dog just seconds later? Brother Dustin, let's talk business now. This way, please. Without wasting time, Wang Dong gestured and led Dustin to the 2nd floor office. As soon as they left, the bar exploded in noise. I must be dreaming. That loser Dustin is actually on friendly terms with Third Master Wang? James was in utter disbelief. After all, Wang Dong was the big boss behind Cobra. One stomp from him and the whole city would tremble. If I'm not mistaken, it must be because of Miss Harmon, Dahlia quickly deduced. She had clearly heard Wang Dong mention Natasha Harmon by name. It was obvious he was giving Dustin face only because of Natasha. That must be it. No way a freeloader like him could know someone so powerful on his own. James nodded repeatedly. Humph. I thought he had something going for him. Turns out he's just riding someone else's coattails. Florence scoffed. A real man should stand on his own, not rely on a woman to back him up all the time, Dahlia said with disappointment. Relying on others for status, no matter how glamorous it looked on the surface, was just an illusion. It would never last. That guy sure has luck on his side. Matt Laney's face darkened, eyes full of venom. Getting publicly slapped around by Cobra was already a huge embarrassment. Now Dustin was basking in glory, which only highlighted Matt's incompetence. He couldn't stand the fact that a nobody like Dustin was now trampling all over him. Meanwhile, inside the 2nd floor office, Dustin and Wang Dong sat facing each other, while Cobra personally served them tea. Uncle Dong, let's get straight to the point, Dustin said after sipping his tea. You said you found the premium ginseng. Where is it? You're in a hurry, aren't you? Wang Dong laughed and clapped his hands. Soon, a bodyguard came in carrying a sandalwood box. Wang Dong took it, placed it on the table, and opened it. Inside was a ginseng root the size of a palm. Its skin was dark yellow and covered in lush roots, clearly a premium specimen. That's the good stuff. Dustin's eyes lit up. A 500-year-old ginseng, truly a rare and precious treasure. With this new spiritual herb, he was one step closer to his goal. Brother Dustin, what do you think? Satisfied? Wang Dong asked with a knowing smile. Very. Thanks, Uncle Dong. Dustin smiled and reached out for the box. But just as he was about to take it, the lid slammed shut with a loud thud. Don't rush. Let's talk some more, Wang Dong said, placing a firm hand on the box, clearly unwilling to hand it over. What's the meaning of this? Dustin narrowed his eyes. Brother Dustin, I'm very interested in your Golden Crow pill formula. How about selling it to me? Wang Dong asked, still smiling. Uncle Dong, that wasn't our deal. Dustin reminded him. We agreed I'd treat your illness, and you'd give me a 500-year-old ginseng in return. Brother Dustin, I think you're misremembering. True, you cured me, and I gave you the Cloud Top Hotel as payment. As for this premium ginseng, it should be exchanged for the Golden Crow pill formula. Wang Dong said. So you're going back on your word? Dustin's face darkened. He had believed Wang Dong truly intended to repay him, but now it was clear the man had been coveting his formula all along. Don't put it like that. We're just trading value for value. If you're unhappy, I can offer an additional 30 million in cash, Wang Dong said, holding up 3 fingers. I've said it before, my Golden Crow pill formula is not for sale. It can only be traded for herbs. Dustin repeated firmly. But I am trading it. Wang Dong tapped the box with a smirk. With this right here, Uncle Dong, if word gets out that you don't honor your promises, won't people laugh at you? Dustin's expression turned icy. Had Wang Dong asked nicely, Dustin wouldn't have minded giving him a couple more pills. But this approach? Foolish. And who would believe it? Wang Dong smirked coldly. He knew how valuable the Golden Crow pill formula was. If he got his hands on it, he could take over the entire Wang family. Uncle Dong, for Natasha's sake, I don't want to fall out with you. So hand over the ginseng now, Dustin said through gritted teeth. And if I don't? Wang Dong asked back. Then don't blame me for taking it by force, Dustin said bluntly. Take it? If you can wrest this box from me, I'll give it to you for free. Wang Dong laughed. He had practiced martial arts since childhood and was already at the peak of inner strength. A young kid like Dustin? No way he'd win. Fine. You said it. Dustin didn't waste another word and lunged for the box. Wang Dong was prepared. He struck like a claw, locking Dustin's hand tightly, and so a fierce contest of strength began. At first, Wang Dong still had a smile on his face, full of confidence. However, he quickly realized that something was off. Dustin's strength was far greater than he had anticipated. He could clearly feel waves of terrifying force crashing in like a tide, to the point where his entire hand started to creak and crack, as if it could be crushed at any moment. Wang Dong's face darkened. He finally couldn't hold back anymore. With a sudden punch, he tried to force Dustin back. Yet Dustin didn't dodge or avoid it. He took the punch head on. Boom! Their fists collided, and the chair under Wang Dong shattered instantly. The impact knocked him back several steps until he hit the wall, and finally steadied himself. Meanwhile, Dustin remained perfectly still in his seat. Their strength was immediately made clear. Kid, I didn't expect you to be hiding your true power. I underestimated you. Wang Dong narrowed his eyes, his face flickering with uncertainty. He never imagined that someone as young as Dustin would possess such immense strength. He had actually been overpowered in a head-on clash. While strength doesn't completely define combat ability, it certainly proved that the other party had an extremely powerful physique. Uncle Dong, I'll gladly accept this premium ginseng, Dustin said bluntly. Without another word, he picked up the sandalwood box and got up to leave. People who go back on their word were now blacklisted in his book. He had no intention of doing business with them again. Third Master, do you want me to send someone to snatch it back? Cobra asked tentatively. He could see now that Wang Dong and Dustin weren't friends at all. Since that was the case, he no longer had any fear. Walk away? Not that easy. Wang Dong let out a cold laugh. The Golden Crow pill formula. I'm determined to get it. Just watch. I have plenty of ways to make him give in. Meanwhile, outside the bar, Secretary Lyra finally arrived with the company's security team. Seeing that Dahlia and the others were safe, she let out a sigh of relief. President Dahlia, is everything resolved? More or less. Dahlia nodded. I just heard this is Snake Lord's turf. I thought we'd run into trouble, but it ended so smoothly. It must be thanks to Mr. Matt, right? Lyra smiled. As soon as those words came out, Matt Laney's face turned gloomy. This woman really didn't know when to keep her mouth shut. Huh! Why is he here too? Lyra's gaze shifted and happened to land on Dustin, who was just exiting the bar. Why are you all still here? Waiting to get retaliated against? I'm not going to bail you out again, Dustin said calmly, holding the sandalwood box. Who asked you to save us? Meddling fool! Florence snapped irritably. Humph! Acting all smug. If Miss Natasha hadn't backed you, you think you'd even make it out the door? James sneered. That's enough. Dahlia waved her hand, stopping them from arguing further. Then she said, Dustin, thank you for stepping in to help, but I don't agree with your actions. Oh? And what wisdom does President Dahlia have to share? Dustin raised an eyebrow. You were too impulsive. Acting without thinking? Have you considered the serious consequences your actions might bring? Dahlia asked sternly. I can't say what consequences I might face. Dustin replied indifferently. But I'm pretty sure your brother's hands would have been chopped off. I'm just reminding you to think twice before acting. Don't assume that having someone to back you means you can do whatever you want. Dahlia's face turned serious. A real man must ultimately rely on his own strength. Clinging to powerful connections might earn you temporary glory, but it won't last. I hope you'll wake up to that. Hearing that, Dustin couldn't help but laugh. And how do you know I'm clinging to powerful connections? Isn't it obvious? Without Miss Natasha's name, do you think Cobra would have let you go just now? Dahlia said directly. If you say so. In your eyes, I'll always be a good-for-nothing. Dustin chuckled and shook his head. People's preconceptions are hard to change. Even if the truth is right in front of them, some will still find excuses to convince themselves otherwise. Dustin, don't take it the wrong way. If you really have self-respect, then rely on your own abilities to make something of yourself, not by being someone's pretty boy. Dahlia said coldly. What's wrong with being a pretty boy? Living off a woman takes skills too. Dustin shrugged. You. Dahlia was practically fuming. She had spoken sincerely, but the other party didn't appreciate it at all, and even acted proud of himself. Truly hopeless. Just then, several patrol cars suddenly pulled up, blocking the road. As the doors opened, a group of uniformed officers stepped out, exuding authority. Which one of you is Dustin? The squad leader asked. I am, Dustin replied. Officer, is something wrong? We just received a report saying you've stolen valuable property. Come with us, the officer barked. Stolen property? Officer, I think there's some misunderstanding. Dustin squinted. What's in this box? The officer asked. Ginseng. Then there's no mistake. You'll need to come with us to assist in the investigation. Without further explanation, the officer handcuffed Dustin on the spot. Officer! What exactly is going on? Dahlia's face changed as she stepped forward. And who are you? The officer looked her up and down. I'm his friend, Dahlia said. Humph. You look suspicious too, probably his accomplice. Take her as well. With a wave of his hand, the officer had Dahlia cuffed too. Everyone around was stunned. Officer, this has nothing to do with her. It's all my doing. Dustin frowned. That's right. It's all Dustin's fault. Has nothing to do with my daughter. If you want to arrest someone, take him, not my daughter. Florence pleaded repeatedly. Yes, officer. My sister is innocent. You can't wrongly accuse good people. James added nervously. Whether she's innocent or not, we'll determine that after the investigation. Take them away. At the squad leader's command, the two were escorted into the patrol car. Wait a minute. Matt Laney suddenly stepped forward. I'm from the Laney family in Millsburg. Could you do me a favor and let another word out of you and I'll take you too? The squad leader snapped, silencing Matt instantly. Everyone could only watch helplessly as Dahlia was taken away. We're doomed! That damn Dustin's dragged my daughter into this mess. Florence stomped her feet in panic. He wants to die, fine, but dragging my sister into it too? That bastard! James cursed. Now's not the time for blame. We need to find a way to get President Dahlia out. Lyra reminded them. Yes. Saving her is the priority. I've got a buddy in the patrol unit. I'll call him right now. My cousin knows someone in the upper ranks too. Let me see if he can help. Everyone began to scramble, frantically trying to pull whatever strings they had.
And just can't accept it. This can't be the end yet. You promised to never leave, and now you're gone. Can't believe I can feel the world slipping away as you slowly fade from my everyday. You promised forever a love without end, but now I'm left broken, struggling to mend. I thought we were so tied, destined for a lifetime, love with no end, love with no end. Staying in my imagination, memorizing the past time, the secrets, the love, the care, now they're echoes in the air. I still see your face in every place, feel your warmth, your gentle grace. But now there's just an empty space, and I'm lost in this endless chase. Keeping you in my heart, a piece of you I'll never let go. Though distance brings